and it came from nowhere.
Now, if you introduce yourself to me right now.
I'm Gukesh. I'm the world champion in chess. So suddenly I'm the world champion. It was such a big change to handle.
Words can't capture the significance of this moment.
I do cry a lot actually, compared to others. I mean, I'm a night owl. I stay up till like 2 or 3.
Chess champion there, going for his first bungee jump.
I mean, I've always had this fear of heights.
I'm the world champion!
At least till last year, I haven't even climbed a ladder. I mean, I was supposed to dive head first, but I was so scared and like paralyzed at that moment that I just jumped. At some point, it became so bad that we just had no resources to continue the thing. I used to be very superstitious, but right now I'm not really.
So, how long were you abstaining from ice cream?
Like, for the moment the match ended, I did not have ice cream for like more than 1 year probably. In cricket, from childhood, I love Dhoni.
Listen to Hindi songs.
Yeah, a lot actually. I listen to songs. I like pretty much all Arjit Singh songs. Maybe one song, this Kesariya. I mean, I have good relations with the chess guys, my competitors, but like it's a bit weird for me to be very, very close to them. I think at least well into my 30s, I should be at the top, where it's considered, one of the best.
Hello and welcome to this edition of The Curious Mike. I am Rahul Shrivastava. You are with Jist now. That's the Bay of Bengal raging right behind me. It's evening time in Chennai. This time around, we bring to you somebody who's not just the talk of the town or a jewel in the nation's crown. He is right now on top of the world. Hello, welcome, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab and vanakkam since we are in Chennai. My 40-odd year-long journalist career has been populated by crusty, conniving, corrupt politicians. I have interviewed them zillion times. Before each interview, an interviewer also is nervous, but there is bluster. I know what to ask them. I know how to corner them. There have been politicians who have been world-beating, champion politicians who have done very well for themselves, for their political party. But it is very rare, or perhaps for the first time in my career, that instead of saying, when I say talk to a politician, I say, it's a pleasure to have you on our show. Today, I have a world champion with me, and I will say that I don't just have a pleasure of having him on my show, I have a great sense of pride to have him on my show. Why do I say that? Because just a few days back, chess legend Garry Kasparov, who was number 1 in the world for 255 months on the trot, said, and I quote, "Gukesh's victory caps a phenomenal year for India. Combined with their Olympiad dominance, chess has returned to the cradle. It's an era of wishes children truly upon us." I have with me world champion Gukesh with me. Gukesh, if you introduce yourself today, I say that I'm Rahul Shrivastava. I'm the news director, Jist News. I've been with many channels. Now, if you introduce yourself to me right now, how will you put forward your hand and say what? That
I'm Gukesh. I'm the world champion in chess.
In chess. Now tell me, beat that. I'm joined by Gukesh, world champion in chess. And in that there was that moment which the entire chess following fraternity watched. 18-year-old beating Chinese Ding Liren, getting off the table and crying. Do you cry often, or it was one of those crying moments?
Yeah, I do cry a lot actually, to compared to others. Usually I don't cry much after winning. Like after like painful games, I do sometimes cry. But yeah, this moment I think was very special in a sense. Like also it was not, the win did not come at the moment I was expecting it to, and it was like within a span of a few minutes, it was like I'm going to play the tie breaks, and tomorrow is going to be the biggest day. What am I going to do? Am I going to lose? To these thoughts, to suddenly I'm the world champion. It was such a big change to handle.
Has it sunk in?
Yeah, it's starting to.
Making people are telling you, but you know, do you see this place as what you imagined at the age of 7, when you said that I will like to be someday the world champion in chess? Is it, you imagine something that might be that kind of space? Is it that kind of space? Does it feel nice to be here?
Yeah, it does feel great to be here, but I wouldn't say exactly it feels the way I imagined it at a younger age.
What did you imagine?
I think it's also, I also young at the younger age I did not think the world champion title does not mean the best player in the world. Over the years it changed. So I think like what I imagined as a kid being the world champion, the best player in the world, it's not yet. I haven't achieved that yet. So yeah, the world champion title is great, but yeah, it's not the thing I felt.
A trophy is a memento in the cabinet. It's like trophy is kept there, but being the best is an acknowledgement that everybody knows at that moment that this man is the best player. You want to be there.
Yeah, and it's still a very, very long way to go.
What is the story about this ice cream after you came back? You hadn't had ice cream for a very long time, or what?
Yeah, like, so basically, like when both my parents are doctors, and my father is an ENT surgeon, and
Mom was a microbiologist.
mom is a microbiologist, and they realize that my tonsillitis is very sensitive. So whenever from the very young age, when I take something with ice, or for ice cream, I get sick for.
Oh, so you get tonsils. And
Yeah.
if you have tonsils, you may fall ill on a match day.
Yeah.
So how long were you abstaining from ice cream?
Like for the moment the match ended, I did not have ice cream for more than 1 year probably. So
For 1 year,
yeah,
you stayed away from ice cream.
yeah.
Now that's resolve. Okay.
Yeah, I did. For example, it was also because of a bad memory, because one tournament which was important to me, I was playing well, and then I had something cold, like a juice or something, and then I felt sick for the rest of the
In the
tournament.
middle of the game?
In the middle of the tournament, yeah. And then I did not manage to do well. So I just thought till the match ends, I should stay away from
Very
something
important
cold.
to stay. It's not just that you go to a chessboard and you just play a match. It is a package.
Yeah, true. It comes with taking care of yourself as mental health or physical or emotional.
The more I think I have read more about chess in the last 2 days, in 48 hours, because I had to interview you, than I have done in my entire life. So it seems simple, but now that I read so much about you and chess players, it's not one-off thing that you just are good at playing chess, moving those pieces on
not
the
at
board.
all. Yeah.
It brings in a whole lot of faculties.
Yeah, I personally also believe in hard work more than talent, and I feel And in chess, I think it's especially the case even for the greatest player in the world. If you take like, if you don't work hard, I think you can easily just, because also the competition nowadays is very high, and everybody is working hard, and you need to stay updated, you need to stay sharp, and it's very easy to lose, lose the edge you have over others. So. Yeah, I think chess comes with
I
a lot
heard
of
that you're
work.
quite heavily into fitness. And
Yeah,
you wake
my
up
way of
at an hour which is called the Brahma Muhurat at 4 a.m. in the morning.
no,
No? Okay,
not
then
at all. Actually, this is very, like, I mean, very different because I'm like the one thing that I'm not proud of is my sleep schedule. It's like before the match, I was being quite disciplined with it, but like I very often go back to my tendencies. I'm very like, I'm a night owl. I stay up till like 2 or 3, and then I wake up past lunchtime and stuff like that. So this is something that I have to work on.
mothers, fathers, please use that parental control button because he's saying something. He's right now
Yeah.
a teenager's idol, and he's saying something that I'm a night owl. So
Yeah.
anyway, then I'm asking you these little things. Bungee jumping. Is it a kind of way to get your pressure off by winning over your fear? Was it that?
Actually, this is kind of. This thing started in a conversation with Paddy, my mental conditioning coach. Before the match. I've always had this fear of heights, and like for a long time, I think at least till last year, I haven't even climbed a ladder to go to some roof or something.
So you're
it
a fear
was-
of heights.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my father also has. I also have. I think, like I was very scared of heights, and then Paddy, like, he told me after the match you should try out skydiving and bungee jumping just to get over it.
Okay.
And like it was funny incident because, like after game 9 of the match, we had a rest day, and on that rest day, I was feeling bit stressed out because I missed a few chances in the match, and my coach and my dad decided that I need a reset button. So we took that day off. We did not look at chess. We went for the beach in the Sentosa Island, and we were just taking a stroll on the beach, and then we saw these people trying out the zip line thing. So you basically like hold on to this rope and
Zip across.
yeah, zip across. And my trainer asked me, do you want to try it? I said, fine, let's do it. Yeah, because I was also in that state where I was like really stressed out and I just wanted something new. And then I was feeling relaxed, and then once I went up there, I felt this fear. But I decided, just to jump, and it was a very beautiful moment. And then I really enjoyed this experience. So I thought, and then next to that zipline thing, there was also bungee jumping. And Gayu told me, if you win this match, I'm going to jump because he's also, not as much as me, but he's also scared of heights. And he told me, like, if you win this match, I'm going to jump, go bungee jumping. And I said, okay, if we manage to finish this match, I'll also jump. So the first thing we did after the match was to go bungee jumping.
And how did it go?
Oh, I was so scared.
Did he push you?
I don't remember actually.
You mean to say you were that numb that you don't remember?
Sorry?
You were numb and you
Yeah,
don't even remember whether
my
he pushed
hands
you?
were like shaking. It was not so high. It was like 50 meters or something.
Because when I saw the video of your bungee jumping at Sentosa, I think that the initial fall, you were totally petrified.
Yeah, I was so scared.
I think when you came up second time, then you raised your arms
Yeah.
and inverted as you had done when you had won the world championship.
Yeah, I thought like,
Abhi bach gaya main.
yeah. Like I thought I should, scream I'm the world champion once I jumped. But when I was jumping, I mean, I was supposed to dive head first, but I was so scared and like paralyzed at that moment that I just jumped,
just
like
jumped
that.
straight, yeah.
And I shouldn't do that. So the jump was very awkward.
Because
but
then when the rope turns, you flipped.
You flip, yeah. So that was very awkward. But yeah, soon after I settled down the jump, it was like it was a very beautiful moment.
Gukesh, few people know that, it's not talked about in India, that India is where chess originated. I don't know whether people read history, that it was called originally Chaturanga. And it is the king of Kannauj, a principality in UP, who's said to have taken the first chess game to Persia, from where the Mughal invasion and other Muslim invasion happened, the Arabs and others. And after that it became Shatranj. And the word Shatranj still has a Sanskrit origin. So, in a country where chess originated, it took such a long time to have the first grandmaster, to have the first champion, world champion. Do you think that Indian chess owes that huge, big bow and ode to Anand Vishwanath?
Yeah, without a single doubt. Yeah, I mean, Vishy sir, like none of this would have been possible without Vishy sir. And I think the journey that Vishy sir has had to the top is like just magic. Yeah, I mean, in a generation where the Soviet Union was just completely killing. I mean, completely dominating the world. Like Vishy sir, with pretty much no chess culture in India, with no chess books or technology or anything available at that time, it was just pure talent and hard work. I think the way he came up, he played like hundreds of games, in a small club, and yeah, he created this from that landscape to what he has created now. We all owe it to Vishy sir.
And from there to this gap, from 2013, 14 to now today, Olympiad, medals, and then you. Where does this journey go from here?
Yeah, I think
It's not just you, but I think India's chess journey, because it's very critical. As I said, we are the cradle. We gave the world chess.
right. Yeah, I'm super happy that the crown has come back home where the game originated, and even the break that we had from 2013, the crown was not home, and I think a lot of good things happened in this break. A lot of grandmasters, a lot of youngsters, and I think one crucial part was played by Vishy sir, partnering with Westbridge to create Waka, and to create this kind of culture for the Indian youngsters to train with the top coaches to improve their game to get to the top. And even here, Vishy sir plays a role. Not only has he achieved so much, but also to help help the next generation. And yeah, in the lockdown, chess, the popularity was it changed, and with Chess Base India and the comedians coming on board to help with the streams and stuff like that. And then the players started performing. Yeah, it was just magic.
See, the magic he's talking about, Gukesh, here is a very interesting story. That up until 2010, India had 23 grandmasters. 2011 to 21, the figure rose to 72 grandmasters. And by 2024, the figure stands at 84, and we have a world champion. In the top 20 world, there are 4 Indians today. That's perhaps makes the whole thing so credible. Why has it improved? I agree that pandemic gave an opportunity, but why? How is the ecosystem changed? Has there something's happened here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, once the chess boom started during the pandemic, also I think a lot of it was the right moment where Queen's Gambit, the Netflix series, came up, and there was this, not only in India but the whole chess world took I mean, the whole world took notice of chess.
No, no, explain to me. I'm OTT illiterate, so I don't know
Okay.
much about them. What are you saying? That some
So in
show on OTT, Netflix.
yeah, in 2020, mid 2020, if I remember correctly, there was this show
Does anybody
called
here know?
Queen's Gambit. Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's called the Queen's Gambit.
Okay,
it's
Queen's
about
Gambit.
basically a girl taking up chess at an orphanage and becoming the best player in the world. It's a fiction story, and it was a huge hit. It was probably still the most watched series in Netflix, or I mean something close to
Okay.
that. So
You saw it?
yeah, I saw it.
You felt motivated?
Sorry.
You felt motivated?
Yeah, I mean the story and the scenes were like very very nice.
And you actually have people coming and tell you that it motivated us when they
Yeah.
saw that series?
Yeah, like there are, I mean, when for at least in the 2020, 2021 period, whenever chess topic came, it was called Queen's Gambit. Yeah, I mean, the
Really?
Queen's Gambit name was always.
You mean to say that even the chess world was talking about it?
So, for example, Gary Kasparov, the 13th world champion, he was one of the advisors to this series.
Oh,
so
it
he
was
created
that
the
well
chess.
done.
He created these chess scenes and everything.
Oh.
Like there were a lot of chess scenes which had historical value and stuff like that. So yeah, the Netflix series was a huge help, and the streams with all the comedians and all the youngsters also training with Vaka and then setting up for this huge success. It felt like overnight success, but the things were building up one by one. And once the success came, the government support was also huge. The central government, the Tamil Nadu government, a lot of states really helped a lot, sponsoring players, sponsoring tournaments.
Do you think sponsorships improved?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we are chess players. We are getting a lot of, we are seeing a lot of brands, a lot of big names coming into chess. And one example is clearly Google sponsoring the World Championship, or be it, Mahindra Group of sponsoring this Global Chess League and stuff like that. These top brands are coming into chess, and I think it's amazing to.
I can see on your jacket
Yeah,
your sponsor's
Westbridge.
name.
Yeah.
Westbridge.
So basically in 2020, Vishy sir teamed up with Westbridge
Okay,
to
and
create,
you have on the other side you have
yeah, Westbridge Anand Chess Academy.
Okay.
So in 2020 December, I got an invite to join the academy, and the relationship growed, and Westbridge decided to sponsor me personally as well, not only through the academy, and also I started working with my personal trainer Gaevsky through Vaka, through Westbridge, and I started working with Paddy through Westbridge. So
Some people are also saying that one of the contributing factor has also been that people may criticize that India is not growing, we are not going anywhere, but two very ordinary small things, that availability of cheap smartphones and access to internet. They are saying these two also helped the growth of chess in the country.
yeah, without a doubt, because in the pandemic everything was digital, everything was online, and not many sports can be played online. So yeah, chess had this one lucky charm that in the pandemic, I mean obviously the pandemic was a bad thing for the world, but for the chess world it was it feels weird saying it, but the pandemic was kind of a gift. Yeah, for
There
the
is
chess
always
world.
a silver line to a cloud.
Yeah, so in that sense, chess really benefited a lot from the pandemic. The players, because the youngsters got time to train with the top players, at least in India, and while the other parts of the world were not, so motivated because there were no tournaments happening, the Indians were like super motivated, working super hard, 100 times harder than probably different parts of the world. And I think that kind of created
Some people are also saying that India has also benefited because a lot of chess grandmasters are taking to early training. They have started training people. At one time people used to get old and then they would start training. Whereas there are a lot of these young people who are good at chess, grandmasters, and they have taken to training now.
True. So my previous trainer, Vishnu Prasanna sir, he also started training in comparatively earlier than what age they usually do, and they have a vast experience, and they are able to set up this. They are able to set up this youngsters who are coming up to a certain level, and then like not only Vishnu sir, but a lot of Vishnu sir helped me a lot
Yes.
till
I can see that he
2023.
has been a constant with you.
Yeah, in 2020 till 2023 we are working together, and still we are like very close friends. So not only Vishnu sir, but also early trainers like Srinath, Narayanan, Shyam Sundar, also RB Ramesh sir has been one of the best for a long time, and yeah, for sure the coaches have played a huge role.
How many world chess champions names you remember? When you're a world champion, do you have to remember all of them? That whether I was like him, whether I was not like him?
I mean, I've studied most of the world champions
All of
games. All of them would be a bit strong because like
Most of
the initial world champions, they were also playing at a different time, and the chess was completely different at that time. But I know all the names. I would have some trouble remembering them by order.
Order. But
but-
how many of them you remember?
Like I'm the 18th world champion, so I pretty much remember all the 17 others.
You remember 17 others.
Yeah, I mean, like there is this.
But you must be remembering the first one.
Yeah, it was William Steinitz from Austria.
Okay. Who has won it maximum times? Who has been world champion max times?
Maximum times, it was like the second world champion, Lasker. He was world champion for 27 years. But it was, I mean, that time it was also different because there was not a proper way to decide the challenger. So basically, the world champion had the right to choose his challenger, and maybe Lasker was not always picking the best players in the world to challenge him, and but after we got like a proper way to create this world championship cycle, I think Vishy sir and Magnus have won it the most times, 5 times. Gary Kasparov has probably won it. Gary probably is the most, but after that Vishy sir and Magnus. Yeah.
No, so now that you're saying this and narrating the names, so memory and maths are two very critical elements of chess.
Yeah, memory. I
You have
think
to have that board each minute, each second in your head.
right. Like it's I wouldn't say math. Like math plays such an important role, but yeah, for sure memory. I also think it's a bit overvalued, memory in chess, because like personally I think I have a very average memory, at least compared to most other chess players. But there are two ways of playing. Like what is your approach also depends on. I mean, also depends how good your memory is. Like it surely has its importance, but I wouldn't think memory is like a must-have to be a good chess player. And I think why we have chess on our mind like 24/7 is because, like, just to give you an idea, from age 7 I've been spending like on average maybe 10 hours a day with chess. I mean, when I was younger I used to be with chess like till the time I wake up to sleep. Obviously now I have to be a bit more clever than that, but yeah, when you spend so much time with one thing, it becomes a part of you. Yeah, like
It's like flowing in your DNA now.
yeah, I mean, you wake me up in the middle of the night, I still have chess on my head. So it's like I'm not consciously thinking all the time, but for sure it's on the back of my mind.
Do you think that if you had done something else, you would have been as good? Maybe. I can see that your memory has to be good, because to visualize a board and to remember where your rival is right now and where he was 4 moves back, it needs memory.
Yeah.
And I maybe not maths, because after all, it is maths also, because it's a 16.
Yeah.
It's a board.
Yeah,
It's got numbers. It has got moves.
right. Yeah.
So, would you have done something? If you had done something, would you have done as good? When you have maybe, it's an amazing story. The boy thinks he wants to play chess, wants to do well. He quits his school, says, "No, I'm going to focus on chess." Father is an ENT surgeon. He says, I'm going to quit my job and I am going to focus on my son's career as a chess player. The mother is a microbiologist and she says that I'm going to be the breadwinner. What a wonderful story.
Yeah.
Do you owe it to them?
Sorry?
You owe it to them, the parents?
Yeah, I mean, probably "oh" is not like strong word. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much like, yeah. I think what this journey means to me, it probably means like double to them. So
It has to.
yeah, I mean, for them to, and one thing that I did not realize back then, but now that I have a career of my own and I see what they have done for me, it's like really amazing because they've had to work super hard to. We're never really a well-off family, so
And she was a microbiologist. She was in a job.
yeah,
The salary would have been such that at times it might have happened that to send you to a training, your father might not have bought a shirt for 6 months.
yeah. I mean, I think he still does not buy dresses for himself. Like, yeah, it became such a habit for them that they don't spend.
Conserve.
Yeah, that they like don't spend things that they don't think are.
Do you recall some times when it was very hard and the family really needed money and it kept supporting? Do you remember some instance?
Yeah, in those moments I was too young to really understand, but now that I look back at it, for sure, like one of the main things I remember was around 2018, 2019 when I was trying to break this record of the youngest grandmaster of all time. It was held by a player called Sergei Karyakin, and I was very close to breaking that record. So at that time, I mean, I didn't have sponsors at that time, and like it was all my parents' expenses, and because my father quit his job, my mom was the only one like earning at that time, and it was very hard. Like we took loans and stuff just to play, just to travel and to play a tournament, and at some point it became so bad that it like we just had no resources to continue the thing.
Or maybe not pay the loans back.
Yeah, to pay the loans back, and then it was actually my parents, they met, I mean, they were college mates. So my parents' college mates, my family friends, their batchmates, they actually came forward and like without even my parents asking, like sometimes they would ask, sometimes not, they would like selflessly sponsor my flight tickets or my tournament things, and yeah, it was because of them
So
that
there is a lot of people, love, emotion, hardships,
for sure,
which has gone into making the world champion.
yeah,
And world champions are not like just you go and play and you become world champions.
yeah, at least
It takes like brick and cement and stones and paint, and then only you have a lovely, wonderful ball called the world champion.
yeah,
Interesting. Let's go back to that match. Your match with Ding, 14 games, 3 weeks. I would have died if there was a tension for 3 weeks. 25th November to 12th December. Life in a glass box called the fish tank. When did you visualize yourself being there first time?
First time was probably the first time I looked at Vichy versus Magnus in 2013.
Okay.
I was this 7-year-old
Did you
kid.
know what it is called? Did you know what it is called?
I had no idea what it was called.
Okay.
Also, I think fish tank is not an official name. It's like more like a
Okay, it's more
fun
colloquially
name.
called.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember in the stands in Chennai, it was held in the Hyatt Regency, and the audience was packed because it was Vichy sir and it was happening in Chennai. And I was standing in the back row, me and my father, and we saw both these players inside the fish tank playing, and I thought, it'll be really cool to be there one day. And I think that was the start of the dream.
So this first match, were you? Did you have a sense of awe for Ding? He's a good player.
Yeah, he is. He has been one of the best for the past decade. And he's a player, even Magnus openly admitted that he feared once upon a time. In 2018, 2019, he had this streak of like 120 games or something where he didn't lose a single game. So he is just I personally learned a lot from studying his games, and I really admire him a lot. But obviously, his form took a dip around 2022 2023 because I guess some personal issues, and also he played this world championship in last year, which took a toll on him. I mean, these matches are tough, so it's
I can understand.
yeah it.
So, you lost the game.
Mm-hmm.
Was it, it's said that Indians are poor starters. They are polite, they are not aggressive enough. That's why Indians, when they go out to play cricket abroad at one time, they always used to lose the first match. They were called the comeback artists.
Right.
Come back from behind.
Yeah.
Was it that kind of thing? That were you nervous, or he played excellently well?
It was a bit of both. Like I remember the moment I entered the fish tank for the first game. I was just super nervous, and for the first few moves my hands were just shivering. Like
Really?
yeah, when I made like my second or third move, I dropped one of the pieces as well. So it was like that. I was so nervous, but also I think it was not me being like non-aggressive. I think it was me being too aggressive because like I was nervous. I should probably have taken it like just a normal
A
game.
deep breath and
Yeah, just take a deep breath, just a normal game. But I surprised him in the opening. We prepared this idea in our preparations, and I got super excited because he was taking a long thing. I got an advantage from the opening, very slight advantage. But once I got an advantage, I thought, okay, he is really nervous. I've calmed down, and I got super excited. I started thinking about the result than just making the moves, and then once I got super excited, I started making some impulsive decisions, and then I just played a very horrible game. So
you lost.
yeah, I lost that game.
And you met Vishwanath Anand in the lift.
Yeah, that was a very nice moment. So I lost the game. We both finished the press conference. I mean, me and Ding finished the press conference, and I was coming back to the hotel room. So I was on the lift with Vishy sir, and he briefly said something about the game, and then he just said, "Okay, I had 11 games, you have 13." So it's just a way of him
Because
saying,
at one time there used to be 12.
yeah.
Now it is 14.
Now it is 14. So he had lost the first game, a very bad game against Topalov in 2010 or 11, I'm not sure. So he lost that first game, and then he won the match in the end. And he also won in the final game with the Black Pieces. So it was kind of a fitting thing that he said that after first game.
Yeah, because after all, you had won. Then came the series of draws. One fact which is being talked about, which is more being talked about you, Gukesh, as his trademark style now, that while there were indications that it's going to be a draw, you went on playing.
Yeah. So I think continuing from game 1, I think I calmed myself down. I settled into the match with the game 3 win. So the scores were tied, and then there was a series of 7 draws. But I think in this series of 7 draws, it was clear who was the aggressor. Like in positions where he had chances, he was not taking them. And in positions where I did not have chances, I was creating them. So it was like I had this edge, not chess-wise, but at least in a mental, psychological way. And I think this was also part of the strategy from the start too, because he's 33 and I'm 18. The one thing where I have a clear advantage is the energy levels and my stamina. So our strategy was to keep him at the board as long as possible, to tire
He's a
him
very
out.
calm man, I must say.
Yeah, he is quite calm. At least
Speaks
he looks
in a very
very
deliberate, slow manner.
Sure. Yeah, he is. He's just he has champion qualities. So, we just wanted to keep him at the board longer, and we wanted to tire him out, and it finally paid off.
Then, post 10 games, you were already. The break came in the 11th. You won.
Yeah.
What was the thought then? Because, there were 3 to go. It could have swung anyway.
Right. So, After the series of draws, the 11th game, initially I was in a bit of trouble. I misplayed the opening and I was slightly worse. So I wasn't really expecting to win. And then once I won the game, it was like such a huge turnaround because I was worried during the game about my position. And then I won. After I won that game, I thought like it was a bit unwise. Now that I look back at it, I thought, after this my opponent cannot recover. It was such a huge blow for him. I I think consciously I was still aware that I should be focused. I should be at my 100% for the last 3 games. But subconsciously, in a way, I kind of underestimated him. I kind of relaxed a bit, and when you relax at the highest level, you get punished for it. So, in game 12, he came back. He came back. He played one of his best games, and he just destroyed me in that game, which was completely deserved. So, yeah, it was a good wake-up call again.
Now, by the time we come to the 13th game, which is a draw, you were level.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I say from the first match, 25th November, I see the entire possible emotions of a human mind running through. I can see aggression, I can see fear, I can see nervousness, I can see resolve. It is almost like if you go to Banaras, it is said that there are 80 ghats, each represents the transition of life from birth to death. And I think these 3 weeks and these 13 matches, I will not count the 14th because 14 involves elation, which is different.
Yeah.
It represents every possible human emotion. Is it like that? Was it like that for you?
Yeah, true. I did expect to face this kind of emotional roller coasters, but since I already played in the candidates tournament, I thought I could sense what was going to happen, but I was just so wrong. I underestimated the intensity of the World Championship, like the range of emotions and the depth where I had to really hold on at that moment. Every day there was this even not when I'm not playing chess, even when I'm preparing, there are these emotional roller coasters because it's such World Championship just has this kind of
Is
mistake.
it crushing? Doesn't it crush people?
Yes, after game night I was just scared. I had all these draws and I wasn't expecting the kind of resistance that Ding was showing, and I was just scared at that moment.
You were saying that an out of form Ding was still good enough to resist.
Yeah, I mean the whole year he was playing not great chess, and then in this match he really stepped up actually. So I mean it was not peak Ding, but it was also not the Ding we saw for the past 2
How do you cope
years.
up with this pressure?
Yeah.
That should be a lesson to almost anybody who's entering the world of chess, wanting to become a grandmaster, champion, or maybe not just chess. I think any sports, studies, education, we see a lot of stress among students when they are having their board exams.
Yeah.
It's a range of emotions which flows through you: nervousness, anxiety, fear of loss, overconfidence.
Yeah.
So would you like to tell young people who are young and who are going to have these kind of tests in life that how should they cope like you did?
I think although I was feeling all these kind of emotions, positive, negative, and I was unsure, I had doubts, deep down I had this trust in myself, I had the trust in my skills, my preparation, my team. We did all the right things as well as we could, and at some point also I think some amount of let go is important. We've done everything. I'm just going to go there and play chess, and whatever happens, happens. So, till game 12, I think the idea of losing was too much for me to even think about it. I was pretty much blocking that thought. And then after game 12, I thought, okay, losing is a possibility, and if I lose, I will just handle the things that come with it. So, there was this kind of let go and just trust.
Could you sleep each night peacefully?
Actually, from the start, I wasn't sleeping well. I had trouble getting 8 hours of sleep every day. But after game 12, I kind of relaxed a bit. I did some also changes within the room that helped me sleep better.
Like
but
what?
Like I did some adjustments with my routines before sleep and with my temperature in the room and
Okay.
how I do the curtains and stuff like that. So that kind of helped, but also, also I kind of started focusing more on the process after game
Do
two.
people, players in chess, players like you, they have their own superstitions?
Yeah, lot of players, pretty much all the players have their own
Like
little
what?
things.
What are your superstitions in a match?
I used to be very superstitious, but right now I'm not really.
No, but then what is it that I'm informed by my daughter and other people who have watched you playing that you always coming early and then that setting a collar right. What is that setting the collar right story?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. And I also, it's not like a superstition, it's just a habit that I have during the game. Like, maybe it's a way of me settling into the like space. This is my personal space and I'm settling down. Like, I adjust the pieces and stuff. And then I close my eyes, I try to visualize the first few moves and stuff like that. I think it's just a habit that has developed over the years.
This,
Maybe, sorry?
the collar.
Yeah, the collar, the adjusting the chair, the adjusting the pieces, and
No, why do you come early? Before most of the matches, you are there before your rival.
yeah, it's not always the case. I think, like, so basically in this World Championship, there was this. Had to go through anti-cheating measures before the game, so it took like a couple of minutes, and Ding was always the first to the anti-cheating measures. I think there was no exception. He was always the first, if I remember correctly. And then we had the waiting room to go to the game at time, and he would be sitting in his waiting room. I would just prefer to sit at the board. So, I just like to spend a couple of minutes doing all the.
And I also see that when the
Adjusting.
match is over, you put the pieces back.
Yeah, this is something that my first trainer actually taught me. I mean, not only my first trainer, but all my trainers throughout, starting from my first trainer Bhaskar sir to Vijayanand sir to Vishnu sir, Karthikeyan and Gayu. I mean, everyone puts an emphasis on respect for the game and for the opponent. And for me, in a way, putting the pieces back shows like it's my way of showing respect to the game. Yeah, and it was also become a habit that, like,
You
yeah.
sleep in a bed and you make it up in the morning. Make
yeah,
the bed in
something
the
like
morning.
that. Yeah.
14th match. When did you know that you had him?
I think, like, till he played this 55th Moruk F2, which was the main mistake of the whole match.
You see, one thing. In your interviews I've seen, you use this technical term about a move which illiterate men and women like me don't know anything about. So when you say that term, you should speak it loudly and clearly and explain in one line what it means.
Yeah, so basically,
So what
like,
was that word you used? That 55th move was?
Rook F2.
Loudly. Rook F2.
Rook F2.
Okay, Rook F2. Now you tell me, what does it mean?
So basically, like, the chessboard has a notation. Each square and each
I
piece
know
has
that.
a name.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
E, F.
In the rows and the
GH.
columns, yeah.
Yeah, and 1 to 8.
So he made a mistake.
Yeah.
Was it an uncanny mistake? Did you expect him to make a mistake? Did you trap him into making that mistake? Or it was an unforced error?
It was a bit of, it was mostly an unforced error. But like our belief, the whole team's belief was that, you put him under enough pressure in each game and these kind of things happen.
Okay.
Like from the start, this was what we were aiming to. I mean, put pressure on him. And mistakes, they don't happen all of a sudden, I think. Like even the smallest of mistakes, there's always a reason behind them. Like there's always a reason behind why we do little things. Yeah, I mean, like when you're not under pressure, you don't make mistakes. I mean, there are like pure chess
One
mistakes.
does
but
mistake, overconfidence.
Yeah, that could be one. But like these kind of mistakes, they don't happen all of a sudden. So I think it's just the culmination of our strategy to
So
put
did
him
you
under pressure.
make your next move immediately, or did you do something?
No,
When
I
he made
realized.
that unforced error, what did you
Yeah.
do?
I realized I'm finishing this match. I realized the winning idea, but I thought, yeah, I just took like a few seconds to calm myself down because I got so excited at that moment. I wasn't expecting it at that
Relive that
moment.
moment for me, for the viewers.
So
So he made that move, and
yeah,
then
so he made this move, and for a couple of seconds, I did not realize the winning idea. I was going to play another move, which would have been horrible.
okay,
But but soon I realized. I mean, I had like also like 50 minutes on the clock. He had like 9 minutes.
9 point
If I'm
something,
not
yes.
if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I think you had more than 90.
50, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
more
could
than
have
50
been.
you
It
had.
could have been. So I realized within a couple of seconds that this idea was possible. And then I got excited. And then once I saw the video, I realized I did all this.
What did you do?
Like
I want to see that. You know, suddenly your hand went to your mouth.
Yeah, I think I did something like this.
No, you put your hand on your mouth.
Yeah, it was like shock. Yeah, I mean, I was already preparing. I mean, I was going to press the game for a long time, but already prepared for tomorrow, the tie breaks, what's going to happen. And then suddenly I see, I'm the world champion. I make this two moves and I'm the world champion. And it was like a shock. I did this and then I don't remember.
Was there a murmur in the room at that time? Did everybody else also realize?
No, we were
around
playing
you?
inside like,
Yeah, I know. But everybody else must have also realized.
yeah, like the
Or
audience.
you're not looking at the audience at that time.
No, the audience does not. They do not have like access to cell phones. So they even if they
Okay.
know it's a blunder, they will also be
They come to
quiet.
know later.
So they come to know later.
Okay.
So once I won the game, there was a huge uproar in the audience.
No, no. Then did you take a walk or?
Yeah, I played the winning idea, and then I realized it's over.
Okay.
I got super excited. I didn't want to smile in front of my opponent because it's a tough moment for him. So I went for a walk.
You meant to say that you kept the courtesy of.
I
not
did smile, I think, in front of my opponent, but okay, it was like, I mean, I just couldn't resist. So
Okay.
yeah,
And then what was his reaction like? What did
Yeah.
he say? Did he say something?
like I think once he realized his blunder, he put his hands on the table and put his head down. I mean, obviously, it's a very tough moment for him. I feel for him. I mean, I've made blunders like this, and it's very tough to handle these moments. After the game, he's a gentleman. After the game, the first thing he said was congratulations.
Significance
So
of this moment, and there it is.
Right there where you were sitting?
yeah, he shook my hands and said congrats. So
Congrats.
yeah, it's a tough moment, but he's a champion.
Did he also cry? Were there two men crying at the board?
He did not cry.
Okay.
After he left, I cried a bit, but
No, it was not bit. I
yeah,
think
it was quite a bit.
quite a bit.
Yeah. After that, I didn't
Then I
hear
saw
much
something
about.
very interesting that I've usually seen your father maintain that sense of distance. You both pat each other. He'll put his arm around you. Well, that was a proper solid hug.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a very special moment for all of us, and also my mom. She was not in Singapore at the moment I won, but
Why wasn't she there?
like in general
And
during
why doesn't she? Why isn't she there at most of the matches?
like I mean I prefer like I mean, I have this bubble during tournaments, and I don't really like people. I mean, even my mom, obviously I speak to her every day, but like when there is such high pressure, I don't. It's also a new thing because mom does not travel with me too much, and to have this sudden change during the world championship, we didn't think it would be right, and also to have too many people around you, I don't prefer that. So like dad and Gayu, they know what to say at what moment. They know how to react to what I am experiencing.
He mentions Gayu. That's another
that's my
very
trainer,
interesting story here, because it has rarely happened that you beat somebody and make him your coach. It's like getting a visiting card from him on that table.
Yeah, like the first time that we had an interaction with Gayu
Was
was
it 2019?
2019 World Rapid and Blitz Championship. We played in, I think, the Blitz tournament, and we played a very beautiful game. I mean, it was not a very high quality game, but it was just a very fun game.
Yeah, initially it said that it seemed that you were losing.
Yeah,
And he was
I
smiling.
losing. Yeah, I was losing, and then I beat him in the end. that time I didn't think that we would end up working together. But
Did he give his visiting card?
no, not like that. But at that time, my trainer Vishnu sir had previously worked with Gayu, and also Gayu had this connection with Vishy sir. He was Vishy sir's
So who is
second.
this team? There seem to be so many people.
Yeah.
You know, who when you have this table, there is under somebody who's helping you with this. Then there is Paddy.
Yeah,
He helped the Indian cricket team also.
and also the hockey team and
Yeah,
the
as the
Olympics.
hockey team also before the Paris Olympics.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. So firstly, Gayu. I mean, Grzegorz Gajewski. He has been my trainer for the past 2 years, and he was the head of the team. Like he was the one managing the team and managing my like because when there is a team, you also there is this guy who was like this middleman who was communicating between me and the team, and there was like during the match at least because Gayu was there in Singapore, but the other guys were in Spain helping us remotely, so we had to
What
manage.
this is it? What it's like a mafia operation here.
Yeah, it is like it is a team effort. This World Championship, it's
It's like people in Spain, mother in India, father outside, one coach X Y Z.
Yeah.
Somebody helping you with the mental makeup.
So yeah, so Gayu was the head of the trainer. I mean, head of the team, and there was Radislav Wojtaszek, who was previously Anand sir's second. There was Pentala Harikrishna, whom I had worked with previously. There was
I'm
Vincent
nodding
Kaima.
because these are the names I've started hearing in the last 2-3 days.
Yeah. So there was Vincent Kaima, who is German #1, and he's a good friend. Is like also a great chess player and rival to me. And there's Jan Krzysztof Duda, who's Polish #1. There is for the candidates there was also Jan Klimkowski, who was a youngster who was helping Gajewski prepare me.
Your father accompanies you everywhere, but he doesn't sit around. And even for this interview, he's come with you.
Yeah.
But he told me that he wants to sit in some other room. In fact, he was gentle enough to ask me, I have not seen such humility in my life. I've seen arrogant men. He said, I'll go and sit in the reception.
Yeah.
He says, I don't want to disturb him.
Yeah, he always manages to give me personal space, and obviously he has also taking out the role as a manager to me. Yeah, so he has hundreds of things to manage around my chess career, but he also understands that I'm like for example, after the match there were a lot of stuff to do, but he gave me personal space to meet with my friends, to just have late nights out and stuff like that. So yeah, he gives me his space.
So when you won on that moment, when you won, what was the first thing you thought of? Who did you think of? God, parents?
Yeah, I probably first thing I thought was like thank you God. Yeah, I mean my mom always says like after each win or each loss, she tells me to thank God, and like I'm also I have faith in God. I follow.
I see sometimes the sandalwood vermilion, sometimes I see this red one. What's the difference?
This actually when I was coming with the
when you were
hotel.
coming in. So it is not the traditional one which you usually put.
Yeah, usually I don't know what you call it in Hindi or English, but it's in Tamil it's called like Thiruneer or Vibhuti.
Vibhuti. So when you won, did you feel a sense of gratitude towards God,
Yeah.
parents, friends,
sure.
who all? Your school. Why don't you tell me about your school?
Yeah. So when I won, I thanked God, and then I thought how nice my parents would feel, and everyone who was part of this journey. My team, they've been working crazy hard for the last 1 year, and my school, yeah, they, from my whole journey actually started from my school. So when I was in first standard, I joined the summer camp, and then we started from there, and from the very start, there have been this huge support for me.
They in fact exempted you from classes.
Yeah,
attending school.
Yeah, they didn't really put pressure on us attending school.
But was it that you were good at that time at
Yeah.
chess, or
I mean, I was already, by the time we stopped playing chess, I was already quite good. I showed a lot of promise. So yeah, they gave us special classes, and not only that, but they also helped us financially. When I won the candidates, they gifted me a Mercedes and stuff like that. And yeah, the correspondent sir, Vel Mohan sir, he is always there to support me. So my school, Velama, has been like a huge support.
When you came back, they gave you a car.
Sorry?
When you came back, they gave you a car.
Yeah, when I came back from the candidates, yeah. Yeah, that is very special.
That's really special because we have known schools to actually collect donations from students.
Yeah.
It's very rare that a school. I have heard about Sachin Tendulkar's and Vinod Kambli's coach, who was dedicated. But I've rarely seen schools actually backing their students in this manner, and from the nursery to the time that somebody has become a world champion.
Yeah.
And it should have been the world champion gifting a car to the school.
Yeah, I mean, they are very interested in sports, and they really respect chess and chess players, and they give these permissions for, they give a lot of stuff to help chess and sports, and it really means a lot.
Did you gift something to your father after your win, or your mother? Did you buy something from Singapore?
No, actually, but I would just like to think that I gifted this trophy to them. So
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. You must have seen cricketers coming to these huge welcomes, and did you feel that you have changed something in that?
yeah, it was very nice to have the reception. Also after the candidates there was, but after the World Championship the level was like different. So yeah, I really appreciate it, and in India sports means like cricket most of the time, and to do this little part for chess, and to put chess on the
But you wanted to play cricket at one time, if it was not chess.
not exactly cricket. I mean, obviously when I was young I would just play like gully cricket for fun, but it was never like never something.
Passion.
Yeah, I love cricket. I love to watch and all stuff, but it was
Who
never
do you like
really.
in cricket? If I say that not Vishwanath Anand is your top idol, who are the other idols there? Who do you idolize?
Yeah, in cricket from childhood I love Dhoni, and like after the last few years I really appreciate Novak Djokovic. So
Because they do at times things when the chips are down, they are turned the aggressor. Is it because you see similarity between you and them?
yeah, they both are fighters, and they both are big game players, and they bring out the best when it really matters. And,
Mental makeup also.
sorry?
Both have a very strong mental
Yeah,
makeup also.
they have a very strong mental. And one of the things that I love about Djokovic is that, whenever he was competing against, now I have to say was, because Rafa and Roger are, yeah. So whenever he was competing against these both, the crowd would always be against Novak, and he still had ended up with a plus score against both of them. So I think the kind of pressure he faces and the kind of performance he gives is amazing.
So, this Dhoni love, now that you are world champion, it is from a world champion to a world championship winning cricketer. So, do you want to meet him, or?
I would love to, yeah. Like, I still admire him a lot, and yeah, I mean, anytime he if he is willing, I would love to meet Dhoni.
Okay, really? But isn't it that he plays for the
Chennai.
local team here in IPL?
Yeah.
So why couldn't you meet him here? Even 6 months ago, you were a star.
Yeah, like I mean, there was this one function where Chennai was playing a match at home. I was just coming back from something that I won, and we were supposed to meet. I think it was a couple of years back even, but we were supposed to meet in this function where the Chennai team was there. All my family, my grandparents went there, but I mean, I was just coming back from the tournament, but my flight got delayed, so I couldn't meet him.
Every moment, every match, Gukesh is early before others. This one time when he wanted to meet Dhoni, he was late.
Yeah, the flight got delayed, so yeah.
Okay. Friends, what is the reaction? You see, there are a lot of people who adulate you. When you come back from after winning something, doing well, we don't win championships. If we do a good story, people tell us nice story. But the reaction of the friends is always different.
Yeah, I mean my friends in a sense,
And there are a lot of your friends are chess players.
lot of them are
And
chess
not
players.
lightweight but heavyweight chess players.
True. So there is, I mean, I have good relations with the chess guys, my competitors, but at the end of the day, we are competitors. So there is this, like for me at least personally, like it's a bit weird for me to be very, very close to them. I have very good relations,
Okay.
but
It's
I wouldn't
difficult.
call them very
It's
close
difficult.
friends.
Is it also because that you can't let an insight into what your mental makeup today
True.
or tomorrow is? Because your best friend know which shape of mind you are today.
Yeah, like, I mean, we are very close. We know a lot about each other, but we are going to compete for pretty much the whole careers. And yeah, some information could be sensitive. So, yeah.
Well, that's a pity also. That you are friends with somebody and perhaps
It's also
the game has made you competitors.
yeah.
So
We
what kind
managed
of
to
friends do you
help
have now, apart from these? Do you have a good social circle?
Yeah, like
Or this passionate pursuit of chess has perhaps isolated you?
I wouldn't say so. With the chess players, I think we have good relations, and we have mutual respect. It's healthy rivalry, so that I'm happy about. And I do have non-chess friends uh, like I mean some chess players who are not competing with myself, competing with me. We are very close and
Are
stuff
all your
like that.
friends chess players?
No. We have some like family friends also. I mean, there are. I mentioned my family friends who supported my chess career. They are also very
That is
close
again,
friends.
there is again a chess link, that means.
No, not really. They were my college mates.
Okay.
They were sorry, my
Schoolmates.
parents' college
friends,
mates.
okay.
And I'm very close with their kids and stuff. So yeah.
Because prodigies, most of the prodigies, eventually are known to be very lonely people.
Yeah, I do.
That's a risk.
That's a risk, but also there's a positive side to it because for example, many people, they, for example, you see a lot of people doing something in their career which they're not really, passionate about, and in that sense, I'm very privileged. So
But
there are
you
pros
said
and
that
cons. Yeah,
the idea is not just winning, the idea is to be happy.
right. But playing chess makes me happy. So
Right now.
sorry,
Right now.
I think it'll always will. Yeah,
That's the top happy note that it strikes. You got a car, a Mercedes. Which one is it?
it's an E-class.
E-Class. Did you want a Mercedes always, or in the last few years, did you think that I'll get a nice fancy car?
Like, yeah, I always wanted to like buy.
What does your father drive?
My dad, before we got the Mercedes, it was like Swift Desire, I think.
Okay.
And
And when did he buy that? Is it old or new?
a lot of years back, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know when exactly, but a few years back at least. And yeah, now we mostly use the Mercedes.
Did you take a loan for it? You don't
I don't
remember.
really remember. I was too young at
Okay.
that.
Oh, so it's that old.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't, your father doesn't want to change his car?
Yeah, we still have the car, and like, I mean, whenever possible, we go on drives with Mercedes, but also he uses the other car. So, yeah.
If somebody gifts me a Mercedes Maybach, I will say, no, I don't want it. I want a Ford Ranger, which is a pickup truck. So similarly, do you have a personal favorite?
Yeah, I love my Mercedes. I'm not too much into like luxury things, but yeah, it's a great
You're
car.
not a big spender?
Yeah, not really. I always hesitate to spend before like spend
Is it
at
because
things.
how you learned from your parents that they had to work very hard to bring you up?
Yeah, like when we were struggling financially, it was never really the priority was like to do what is necessary and not spend on things which are not really important for us. So yeah, I think all of us, the whole family, we are still. I mean, obviously, we are like much more comfortable now than before, but it's still the mentality I think stays the
Abhi,
same.
your star quotient must have gone up in the society. You're a big star in Chennai circles. So the people must be wanting to meet you. Do you go to these parties? Are there parties being thrown for you?
It's mostly with like very close friends. I mean, we host some close friends and we hang out together. But I haven't been to any kind of
So
parties. or
no
stuff.
those. Okay, there are no big bashes happening.
Not really. Yeah.
You don't go to them, or
Yeah, I'm also not that kind of person who gets like very close to people who I've not known for a long time. I try to be more social, but I still have this kind of
so
reservation.
basically you're a good Andhraite settled in Tamil Nadu.
Sorry?
You're a good Andhraite settled in Tamil Nadu.
I
Your
don't
family's
get-
origin is in Andhra Pradesh, no?
Not,
Long time ago.
yeah, long time ago. So basically my mom is purely from Chennai.
Chennai.
But my father also, I mean, even my grandfather from my father's side, born and brought up in Chennai, but you know, my
So you're
father's
basically good
grandsister.
Tamilians.
Yeah, I think
Huh?
so. Yeah,
And no drinking, no smoking.
no.
Lesson to all that world champions don't smoke. Next, quick questions. Movies, cinema. Which ones?
I used to be a huge movie fan in pandemic, but now not so much. But yeah, I do have some
Do you
favorites.
listen to Hindi songs?
Yeah, a lot actually.
Which
I
one is your
listen to
favorite?
songs. I like pretty much all Arjit Singh songs. Yeah.
Which one is your most favorite?
I don't have one favorite.
But there might be five. Out of them, one lyrics do you remember? Do you sing?
I prefer not to spoil music with my singing.
Don't tell me. You've got a nice controlled voice.
No, but I can't sing.
You can't even
I
hum?
can't sing and dance. I tried dancing, but no singing.
Okay.
But maybe one song, this Kesaria maybe. Yeah.
Kesaria. Okay. Do you do trending things that teenagers do?
Like for example,
Trending things. I don't even know what that means.
I tried this. I mean, with some family friends, I tried this dance which was trending
Okay.
at some point. I do. I mean, if some friends ask me out to go to this some food shop which is like really good, then I do. But yeah, I try to keep myself updated. But
What are you doing to do with the money you got? It's a lot of money.
yeah, I let my parents handle it.
And there are some offers that you should be exempted from paying taxes. What is your view on exempting taxes?
I don't have much knowledge, but I mean, taxes are good for the overall growth for India, and yeah, I'm fine with whatever decision the government takes.
No, I would like you to say that to the camera because it will be a message to a lot of people who don't feel like paying taxes. So this is world champion Gukesh saying yes about income taxes.
Yeah, taxes are good for the growth of the country, and yeah, I always manage to. I mean, me and my family, we do our duty to the government and the country, and yeah, I'm fine with whatever decision the government takes.
Last two questions. You said that you want to be the best. How? How is that going to happen? Because that seems to be the next frontier.
Yeah, I think doing what I've always done, being disciplined, working hard, enjoying chess. Now I'm 18. There's a long way to go, and if I do the right things over a long period of time, I think it's very much possible.
How? Who do you need to beat to actually get that or beat, and how long do you need to be playing at that level to be known as the best?
I think at least well into my 30s, I should be at the top where it's considered, one of the best.
Be
in the
still
world.
the 10 to 12 for the next 12 to 15 years.
Yeah, probably even more than that. As long as, but I also think I would only play chess as long as I enjoy it. So
You would like to beat Magnus someday?
yeah, I would love to compete. I mean, I already play not regularly, but sometimes against him, and yeah, he's the biggest challenge there is in chess, and I would love to compete more with him. And yeah, he's the standard in
Vishnath
chess.
Anand?
Which
Is he
is
still a
yeah,
hard man to beat?
for sure. I mean, in training games, he still is like he still is a force to reckon with. So yeah.
You see, your story creates a sense of inspiration for India. I always say that forget corrupt politicians, forget indifferent bureaucrats, forget that we are living in dark ages at times. We talk about temple and other things, and we fight over religion. What is your message? That what I see a real story emerging is that from the grassroots, an aspirational India, people of aspirational India are embracing greatness. At one time it was difficult for an ordinary family's son to get to this level. Is there a message in your story for the people of the country?
I mean, most of my life it's revolved with sports and this kind of thing. So I don't think I'm qualified enough to give any general advice. But I think there are some qualities in life which also applies to sports, and I think that is being a good person, which is not only good as a being good as a person, but it also helps with whatever you're doing always the right thing, and keep working hard and staying disciplined. I think these are the qualities that have been very important for me, and obviously enjoying whatever you're doing. So I think this applies to all fields of life. So yeah.
I heard a question being asked that are you a genius?
I personally don't consider myself to be one, but it also is up to most
Sorry,
like
you
other
don't
people
consider yourself?
to be a genius. But yeah, I do. I also understand and appreciate that I have this gift that God has given me, this chess talent, and yeah, it is quite something to.
What is
be
needed
where I
more
am.
to be the best? Being a genius or having talent?
I think it's like being genius and talent. I think both are similar in a way. Some people are genius, like whatever they do, they will be good at it. And I think I'm more like talented in chess. I don't think for example, Vishy sir, I consider him to be a genius. Whatever he does, he will be at the top. So I consider myself more to be a chess talent, and I think even more than both of these two qualities, I think both chess talent and being a genius is important and helps, but without hard work, I think there's no point.
Gukesh, you may underplay your achievement or what you have. You say that you're not a genius, but I think you are one of the finest news India has received in 2024. We are at the end of the year. Christmas is approaching. New Year Eve is coming. 1st January 2025 will be a new year for all of us. But I think if there has been one shining star in 2024, it has been D. Gukesh.
Thank you.
Gukesh, it's been a pleasure and a sense of pride to speaking to the world champion in chess,
Same
D.
here.
Gukesh here. Thank you.